Hello once again, all bettors and bettees. Welcome to another episode of the Spades and Parlays podcast. I am your host, Mr. Wright, joined by Mr. Sanders. Say hello to the people, Mr. Sanders.
Hello to the people, Mr. Sanders.
And we are also joined by our special co-host today, special correspondent consultant, Mr. Grassy Fields. Mr. Grassy Fields, what's happening?
Not a whole lot. Excited to be here. Only thing that can make it better is if we have football on today.
I heard that. And on that note, today's kind of a special podcast we're doing for you, ladies and gentlemen, being that there is no games this weekend. We're in that awful period called the dead week, of which is driving all of us a little bit batty, a little bit mad. Midst of football, although I am a college football fan, so I am on that personally. And although we don't do any gambling on the college football, I do enjoy it for entertainment purposes. I enjoy getting to know the players. That way when they come into the league, I have been following their whole career, some even from high school football. Today, though, what we're going to be doing is another segment of our Pump Your Brakes. We will be giving you a little teaser, I might say, about our Friday game concerning the Eagles and the Packers on Friday in Brazil. And we're also going to be giving you some of our Final Fours and our Super Bowl picks. We have not discussed who's going to go first. So let's start with Mr. Sanders.
Oh,
You have the floor like that. What are your Final Four, and what is your Super Bowl Final Two?
I've been thinking about this a lot. It's weird. I don't know. It's just been a weird year. It's been a really, really weird year. Normally, I kind of always have like my dark horse or this or that. I don't know. And with it always changing, I'll just be an idiot. I'm gonna go. I put no thought into this. We'll go Kansas City Jets.
For the AFC Championship game.
AFC, yeah, we'll go Kansas City Jets, and then we'll go. Ooh, boy, that's tough. We'll go.
We've got silence.
I got it. We're gonna go Green Bay, Detroit. Green Bay at Detroit is where we're gonna go.
Interesting. For the
Super
NFC
Bowl.
Championship game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Super Bowl. I want to see the Kansas City three-peat. My whole life I wanted to see it, minus the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s.
Come on now. Your Super Bowl pick, Mr. Sanders. Let's go.
I'm gonna go Detroit, Kansas City. Kansas City three-peats. They beat them by a touchdown. Kansas City will be favored by 3.5.
So you're saying Detroit is going to their first Super Bowl in franchise history this season?
In Louisiana, in New Orleans. Detroit, Kansas City minus 3.5.
Oh, you're doing the points as well. All right.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bold prediction. Bold. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and give mine, Mr. Grassy Fields. You can give yours next if you don't mind.
All right, yeah, by all means, go for it.
Being that Mr. Sanders took a little bit of my luster because in my AFC Final Two, I also have Jets and Chiefs.
Yeah.
All of this is based on health, of course, to Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rock.
Obviously, we'll throw that caveat out there because without
Right.
him, Jets are last year's Jets.
No, I
Right.
disagree with that, but they definitely won't be that good. But yes.
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
True,
They-
but
They
Taylor
need
is
Mr. Rogers to stay healthy above all else.
word.
In the NFC, no surprise from me, Niners versus the Lions. Niners win again. Super Bowl, a repeat. Niners versus Chiefs.
Interesting.
Now, I don't care about a three-peat for the Chiefs, me personally.
That's just
Now, I may be a homer, whatever. I am a Niner fan. That has nothing to do with my pick right now. Maybe a little, but I'm going
on my ass.
I'm going Niners to end this Chiefs run this year. It's over with. Let's go. My quarterback has another year of experience under his belt. Hopefully he dials in some of his craziness, and hopefully we can find a secondary.
It's not going to happen.
So I'll just leave it at that. Mr. Grassy Field, your Final Four and your Super Bowl II, sir.
Wow. I went quite a bit different than you guys did. Believe it or
Excellent.
not, I don't even have the Niners being in the Final Four.
Yeah, I didn't. That doesn't surprise me.
I
didn't.
also don't have the Jets in my Final Four as much as I really wanted them as a pick. But there was something in my gut that just didn't feel right leaving Houston out of that mix. I think Houston's gonna surprise some people this year.
I almost went with Houston myself.
City. I think it's gonna be Kansas City against Houston in that AFC Championship game. I think Kansas City is going to get to the Super Bowl again, though. I do agree with that theory. For my NFC, it's a little different. There's a couple teams that I've got my eye on this year, and height race. It's a much more competitive conference this year than it was previously.
Right.
We got some teams that are going to be surprises, but I got Rams and Green Bay in my NFC Championship game.
I can see that.
And that's a toss-up for me on who I think will actually go to the Super Bowl, but I think the Rams might edge out Jordan Love and Green Bay. Stafford's got the experience in the playoffs. He's got healthy weapons, and that defense isn't gonna be, they're not gonna be too shabby at all. So, I have Kansas City beating the Rams in the Super Bowl and getting the 3-peat.
Oh boy! All right, well you heard it here first, folks. We got two of us.
You going them Niners, man? You just
Got two of us on the Chiefs cap.
on the faithful.
Won that 3-peat.
I want the 3-peat.
I want to see history.
Yeah, that's just what it is. Plus, it's hard to say no. They've got you better, not worse.
Understood. And until someone beats the Chiefs, they are the favorite, right? I mean, they are the champs for a reason. Well, there you have it for our picks, for our Final Four, and for our Super Bowl. Leave some comments. Let us know what you think. What's your Final Four? What's your Final Two?
Right.
Let us know. We'd love to hear from you on that topic. Let's go ahead and get into this Friday night game in Brazil. Okay, between the Packers and the Eagles. All right, the night after opening night, Thursday, is also obviously opening night between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs, often mentioned Kansas City Chiefs.
Can't wait.
We're probably doing nothing with that first game, but with this game in Brazil between the Eagles and the Packers, we're keeping a very close eye on that. Mr. Sanders, do you want to get into a little more detail about this game, about how that line's been moving, what you've been seeing, what you've been watching, what you're looking for?
Yeah, you know what? We're leaving Kansas City, Baltimore alone. That's for sure.
Okay.
I wish that game wasn't first kickoff. I wish they would play like in week 4 or 5 type of thing. But Packers, Eagles, that line opened up at -1 Philly. It's -2.5 now. At least it was earlier this morning.
Okay.
So definitely keeping my eye on that. It's frustrating. Something I was going to bring up last week. It's so frustrating that I didn't get to see any of the first team for Philadelphia, which you think I would in the preseason, with them working out that new offense.
Right.
That's really, really frustrating. That frustrated me a little bit that teams do that, because I need to see it personally. It's my own selfish way, because it's what I do. They're going to have Hurts throwing more. I don't know how I feel about that. But I'm really, really interested to see. Every time that Green Bay gets a new defensive coordinator, it's like, uh-oh, here we go. Oh, watch out. Oh, they're going to be better. Just slow your roll. Let's see what happens. I like Josh Jacobs with them. From what I've seen in the
Absolutely.
preseason, which is a little concerning for me because they have had starters playing, Philly's been kind of getting their ass handed to them as far as, the defensive line goes. I personally, at least from what I've seen, they still got linebacker issues, which they had just monster issues last year.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they got gutted.
They had all kinds of issues last year, but
Run up
that's
the
a
middle
little
on the Eagles.
concerning. I like Jacobs to them. He's been very, very quiet this summer. They haven't played him much at all. But I'm very, very, I don't know. With that line moving, definitely stay tuned. We'll be taking that game. I'm 90% sure we'll be taking it. I'll drop a short on our Fades and Parlays podcast on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
And I'll drop something on Instagram too. I'll drop a short. I'm sure we'll end up taking that game. I just want to see what happens with the line. A couple lines have been moving throughout the week. We're getting closer, but we'll see. I'm kind of thinking, a little bit of fly, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Just because I don't understand, I can't see how Green Bay is going to be able to stop them. But again, we'll see. Stay tuned, and we'll find out.
So that's a little teaser there. So, folks, if you want to get our picks on that line for that game, you'll need to be checking our Instagram. You need to be watching the YouTube channel for that short if you want to get the pick for that game.
Yeah.
And make yourself a little early change on game 2 of the season.
Yeah, and it'll be out on Friday. There's a chance it might be out Thursday night during the game or after the game, but more than likely expected first thing in the morning Friday. Let my adrenaline calm down because the kickoff is here and
Absolutely.
And all that, which I'm sure many people will be. But
Get your head right a little bit.
can't. By the time everybody's at work, 8 to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, it'll be out by then because I'll know by then.
I like it. What are your thoughts in that game, Mr. Grassy Fields? How you feel about that one?
And I understand the hype behind Philly's offense right now. Saquon addition is crazy. They got their wide receiver core from last year and the year before. They're still together and
Absolutely
doing crazy things.
Yeah.
From an offensive standpoint, you look at them and it's hard not to say that they have, a top 3 offense in the league as far as their weapons go. I'd put weapons-wise, Houston again has a lot going on that is going to be dangerous. But back to the Philly and Green Bay, I'm interested to see how Green Bay's offense goes in. If Philly gets gutted on defense, it could be, opening the season with a very offensive-sided game.
Right.
And Green Bay again, they're no slouch on defense.
They got some boys over there. You got some grown men.
I wouldn't say anything crazy like putting them in the top 5, but they're above average defense for sure. I'd put them in probably later in the top 10, maybe the top 12.
Okay.
From what I can tell, they have a couple problems here and there, but I think taking Philly's kind of what you have to do just based on the squads that they're bringing, and I want to see if Philly is going to be living up to the hype.
Okay.
That offense is going to be dynamic
With Mr. Sanders, huh?
I'm taking Philly with Mr. Sanders.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what the line looks like, when it comes time to take it. I'm also hoping that Philly utilizes their new toy and Saquon Barkley. I'm very, very excited to see him behind a real offensive line for once in his career. Excited to see how they'll utilize him. Will he be untouched into the second level? Will he be able to get to that front level of defense and put a move on a linebacker and be one-on-one with a safety more often. I'm very excited to see what Mr. Barkley would do this year with more weapons around him. They can't just key on him, right? On the Giants, he was pretty much all they had, right? I mean, you stop him, you put a top on the defense, and you pretty much have him. Although that O-line and for New York Giants could stop a damn nosebleed, So very interesting to see. And these Packers you're talking about, these Packers you're talking about is a great segue into our next segment, which we like to call
Your Breaks.
in our Pump Your Brakes segment that we have going on right here. My first topic is the quarterback you've just been discussing, Mr. Jordan Love. Okay, a whole lot of people who get paid a whole lot of money to talk about this beautiful game of football that we love so much are crowning this man already the heir apparent Aaron Rodgers and the next one in a succession of a long line of great Green Bay quarterbacks and this and that and whoop whoop and whoop wop whoop wop whoop wop whoop wop. Me personally, I've seen a half a season. So for me personally, I need some hit that Jake break, hit them Eric breaks, every kind of break you got on the Mr. Jordan Love being a Mr. Goddamn everything. Because let me see it for a whole season first. Let me see it for a complete season. Let me see it for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Half a season, he was amazing. But it's only half a season. Mr. Sanders, your thoughts?
That's tough. That's a good question. Yeah, because I agree with you. It is like that.
It's a little
People do
soon.
need to pump their brakes. But, as I don't disagree. The only thing that makes it interesting is the way that the Packers went about it, giving him his time, then they give him a 1-year deal, and then they hand him Fort Knox. And, a lot of the money they gave him up front, no matter how you cut it, it's still ridiculous, more money than I'll ever see. But that's tough. Boy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I guess we're gonna have to do something odd and just like ghost ride the whip instead of
Ghost
pumping
ride the
your
whip.
brakes because because
Right?
I don't disagree. I agree with you. I mean, you got to give the guy credit though, because he went from just struggling with what he was struggling with, and then just couldn't be touched. I mean, just couldn't. It literally came down to his last throw in the playoff, which I'm not too sure what the hell happened there, but it just couldn't be stopped. It was pretty impressive. I mean, it was pretty impressive. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Let's see what happens. So for the moment, anyway, we'll pump your brakes.
Yeah. On the Mr. Jordan Love, definitely.
Yeah, give him one more year. Let's see how he does this year.
Let's see what it do. What thoughts, Mr. Gossy Fields?
Well, I guess I'm putting a little more faith in Mr. Love than you guys are, considering I have that team going to the
Mr. Gossy
NFC
Fields, guess
Championship.
what you need to do? Pump your brakes.
Yeah. Maybe. But
Go ahead.
I think Jordan Love's gonna. I just really liked how he ended the year last year. Obviously, as Mr.
Absolutely.
Sanders was saying, he was one throw away from making that making a deeper run into the playoffs, and I look for him to ride that momentum into this season, especially after Packers obviously showed him a lot of love.
Hey, with that love, does he lose? I see what you did there too. But with that love he received, does he get lazy and stop trying to?
I've seen that plenty of times before. I've seen that
We-
plenty of times before
we
with
gotta see it.
quarterbacks.
Is he still hungry now that he's eating good? Right?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think not only is going to do that, but you specifically said the heir apparent.
Right.
And that's what makes it different. And that's why I'm pumping my brakes. It doesn't have anything to do with them. But you're saying heir apparent. And
That's what they're
where
saying.
I'm at as far as slowing your roll and pumping your brakes, because it's
100%.
the heir apparent. And while I hear it, and yes, a lot of good, and this, that, the other, but yes, we're technically only so far in. So as far as heir apparent, you could be on your way, but let's just pump our brakes for them.
Word.
Yeah, I'm
All
with
right.
you there.
All right, now moving on to the next one. So I recently read an article by one of these experts who get paid a ton of money for their opinions. They had mentioned that Michael Penix Jr. in his pro day with Atlanta was throwing the ball outside in windy conditions, and lots of folks who were there said that he made it look like he was throwing indoors with no windy conditions, compared him to one Matthew Stafford.
Whoa.
Hadn't even thrown an NFL pass in a game yet. And we're talking about a damn pro day tryout situation. And we're bringing up names like Matthew Stafford. So I need some brakes pumped hard on that one. Okay? Just because you have arm strength doesn't mean shit.
Word.
Mr. Sanders, the floor is yours, sir.
Oh, yeah. Man, you pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. It just pump. Yo, breaking brake. Yeah, I've seen. What? Look, that's another person I disappointingly got to see. I mean, look, I'll give the kid credit. You know, the first preseason game, look, he was making some good throws.
For sure.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about it. But this ain't Washington, and you ain't playing Michigan or Oregon or whoever the hell, Stanford, whatever.
Right.
No, this is the NFL.
Correct.
And Matthew Stafford, just
Come on now.
whoa. Congratulations, you could throw the ball in the wind and look like Matthew Stafford. I'm so happy for you. I can also do that with a jug machine, so I might as well call that jug machine Matthew Stafford. So pump your brakes.
Pump them. Matthew Fields, thoughts?
Obviously, early in his career, Stafford had some tough years in Detroit, but he's a Super Bowl champion, man. He's a Super Bowl champion. And in my opinion, and, maybe not everyone agrees on this, but he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league still. The way he can just hug the ball for one, yeah, he's got a ton of arm strength, but he hits his receivers. He throws
Accurate.
a beautiful long ball. And especially with that Rams core, he makes those receivers. He made Cooper Kupp the best receiver in the league for a stretch there. So to say Penix Jr. is anything close to Matt Stafford for not
at this point,
way too early. Way too
pump
early.
those brakes. Pump them.
Yeah. He hasn't even played a regular season game yet.
Thank you. So we're pumping brakes on that whole thought process right there. Okay. Now I got one more topic for y'all. Fairly interesting. A major network. We won't mention any names. Every sports played. I'm just saying. Put up a list of the most overrated QBs in the league. Can any of you guess who the number one overrated QB is in the league, according to these experts?
Oh, yeah.
Josh Allen.
According to them. Yeah, that's...
According to them, Josh Allen, the most overrated QB in the NFL today. I would say that whole line of thinking needs to be pumped. Brakes need to be pumped on that. Someone needs to be slapped sideways from Wednesday for this type of bullshit they're talking about. Thoughts, Mr. Sanders?
This is the one time where I don't want to pump my brakes. I want the people that said it to get in front of the car so I can just keep going. And then when I'm done running them over, I'll back up. Then I'll pump my brakes.
Word.
because you must be out of your goddamn mind. Where in the world? I don't even know how to comment to this. I'm about to have a tirade, is what I'm about to have. Where do you get off telling me that Josh Allen, let me rephrase that, telling the world that
Yes.
Josh Allen is the most overrated quarterback? Yo, man, let's put pretty much 80% of every other quarterback on that team. Good luck with that. Last
Right.
year, halfway through the year, Buffalo learned how to do something that they haven't done since they went to 4 straight
Run the
Super
ball.
Bowls. And some rookie that they got, what was his name? Marshawn Lynch. And then a century later, they found out that you need to run the ball. And they finally figured it out. It's amazing how far they got. But is that what's going to carry them? No, they need it. Because you need a dude named Josh Allen. And
Word.
sure, he had a red zone issue. But has anybody seen this dude's playoff stats? I wish I had something in front of me. The guy's got like 23 touchdowns and a pick. Maybe 2 picks. And his playoff run. And before everybody, what does he want? What's he want? Yeah, listen. A lot more than what's his face? Oh, that's right. Lamar? Yeah, let's just pump your brakes right there. And being stopped by what's the guy's name? Oh God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Right.
God, who does he keep running to? I don't know. Some guy who
Yeah.
just can't be seemed to be stopped. I don't know where they come up with this. You're fired. Your company's fired. This is why they're firing people when they should be firing the people that are saying this. How you
Yeah.
have this show. Thank God that we're not worldwide yet, because this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard next to Lamar being a top 2 quarterback in the league, because that's far more stupid. Or how Tua is a top quarterback. That's far more fucking stupid. Or
Okay.
how Miami is going to win the East. Yeah, that's far more stupid. And you're going to tell me that Josh Allen is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. It's a good thing we're on YouTube, but imagine things flipping here because you've lost your mind. So in the Italian world, you're crazy. Not going to happen. I think you're absolutely tripping. And I really wish I could say the things I would really like to say, but let's just say they're not polite. So after I've run you over, backed up over you, and then getting to you again, pump your brakes. Great.
Boom. Tell us how you really feel, Mr. Sanders. Mr. Grassy Fields, thoughts on one Josh Allen being the most overrated QB in the league, according to these particular experts?
I mean,
I will shut your camera off right now if I hear one word coming from you with your I mean that you are going to say that Josh Allen is the most overrated quarterback.
pump your brakes.
Okay. Yeah. But,
Let me speak.
I don't like where that was headed.
No,
Okay.
no. This is where it was headed. How in one off season, Josh Allen went from being called 1A and 1B with Patrick Mahomes to being called the most overrated quarterback in the league. Like
Super Bowl favorites.
I don't understand how that happens. I think honestly, I want to chalk it up to them just wanting to put a clickbait out there and just make up some ridiculous theory or story that just wants to piss people off and cause controversy. Because Josh Allen, he's the whole reason that team has gone as far as they have over the last 5 years, and the growth that team has seen, the organization. The Bills Mafia is behind him 100%. You don't get it. He's a franchise star, and he's considered a top 3 quarterback in the league in a lot of people's eyes. You know, it's
Not now.
well, yeah, not now, but you know, I Tua and Lamar are definitely in that mix. I think Brock Purdy, you know, I guess he's more properly rated. There's a lot of people that still want to see what he can do and still see if he continues to grow. But I being a California kid, I hear a lot about Brock Purdy being a top 2 quarterback or the best quarterback in the league. And yeah, statistically last year he had a great year. But I think Brock Purdy's more overrated than Josh Allen.
Okay.
So
Everybody,
maybe that's a
listen-
regional problem because I live in Niners country. So maybe that's just me hearing it from too many people
See,
around
we weren't
here.
even talking about my Niners, and you had to go ahead and pull them into this. Pull them into this. You need to go ahead and pump your brakes on my quarterback for one. I'm gonna just go ahead and put that out there right there.
It's on Josh Allen being
Yeah.
overrated. That's
Pump
definitely
your brakes.
yeah.
Pump the out of your brakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any comments or if you want to share your thoughts and opinions on our Pump Your Brakes segment and the topics we discussed, please comment. Get at us. Let us know your thoughts. We want to hear from you. Mr. Sanders, what is our Instagram, sir?
It definitely is. And fucking Josh Allen is the worst quarterback. Trash ass. That's got me on one right now. Our Instagram is fades and parlays _podcast.
So please go to our page, follow us, click on the YouTube channel, subscribe. From this point on, ladies and gentlemen, it's about business. Season begins on Thursday. All right, from this point on, we will be delivering some picks for you. If you would like to make some extra cash this football season, I suggest you tune in, take the advice of Mr. Sanders. There's a lot of work done behind what he does. He does not pull these picks out of his ass or from the air. The games that we take have been studied closely. The research has been done. The work has been done. All you have to do is click and subscribe, watch what we say, pick who we pick, win how we win. And I will remind all of you, ladies and gentlemen, we did go 12-3 in the preseason, which to me is kind of crazy. How the hell do you predict a preseason game, right? That's the work that Mr. Sanders does to know the second, third, and fourth strings, the entire complete rosters of these teams, even before they cut down to the 53. Okay, we won the last 9 of our 10 picks in the preseason. So I'm going to go ahead and toot our own horn a little bit on that. But from this point on, it's about business. And the season begins on Thursday. We're very much looking forward to it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you for watching. For Mr. Grassy Fields, for Mr. Sanders, I'm Mr. Wright, signing off. We will see you on Saturday. Look out for the short. Look out for the short on Thursday or Friday morning at the latest for the Brazil game between the Eagles and the Packers.
Word.
Here we go.